Hello everybody, long time no see, I'm back. And in this video, I'm just going to talk about two things. First will be the live stream content starting this week, and then how it's going to be going from this week till the next time I make a video like this. And second is just, where have I been, what have I been doing since the last time I've live streamed, and how my life has been. So yeah, Chapter 1, live stream content. So, the game that I will be playing on my live stream starting today is Street Fighter 6. And the reason behind that is about a month ago, my Bilibili page was flooded with videos about a Chinese contestant named Xiaohai winning a Street Fighter 6 tournament called EWC Back to Back. And that really intrigued my interest in fighting games. I've heard about the Street Fighter series before, but I just never found a good time to get into it or something that intrigued me, and this really intrigued me a lot. And recently Street Fighter 6 went on discount and I got it, and I also bought a few DLC characters, so I'll be playing that on stream starting today. And I will still be playing like Souls games like Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 3, Sekiro, Elden Ring, but I've played them a little too often in my past streams. Like literally 90% of my past streams is just on Souls games, so I do want to take a break from them for now. Hi, Future I Play Lots of Games here. That idiot from an hour ago forgot to record the following things. First, the live stream schedule is as usual, 9 p.m. to 12 p.m. But because I'm in a college dorm, I cannot do any extension like I used to do where I stream to like 3. No, I have to end stream at 12 because my roommate usually goes to sleep at 12. So yeah, so still 9 to 12, though I cannot guarantee live stream every day. I can't even guarantee them to be a regular on weekends because right now my college works are really random. Like 1 week I will have literally nothing to do, and the other week I would have most of my days filled with stuff to do. So it's really irregular, and there's no pattern to be seen at all. So I cannot promise any regular schedules. The only thing I can promise is a regular time schedule. So yeah, go on with the video. Now, Chapter 2. Where have I been since I have last live streamed for almost 4 months ago? Why I stopped live streaming, what have I been doing, and just you know, my life in general. If I remember correctly, the last time I live streamed is somewhere in mid-June, and I was streaming Stellar Blade. And the last time I live streamed on the day, my house's Wi-Fi broke down completely. Like, it's just gone. So the live stream cut out midway, and I do not remember if that's saved properly. So if I can't find a screenshot of that live stream, I'm just going to find the closest one to that date for this video. And there has been an on-again, off-again thing with my house's Wi-Fi. Like, in the morning, I wake up, no Wi-Fi. Afternoon, bam, Wi-Fi. And my parents didn't really pay too much attention to it because they're like, oh, well, we still get Wi-Fi in the afternoon, so I guess we're fine. And then, so, you know, that led to the Wi-Fi just completely breaking down. And they had hope for like 3 days before they're like, yeah, the Wi-Fi's not coming back, let's just get a new router. And that actually fixed it. So don't procrastinate on your problems. It just leads to even worse problems. That's the moral of this lesson. But I think the life without Wi-Fi for 3 days is actually one of the pretty luckiest thing that happened to me during this summer break before college, and I will explain why. So, to understand why that 3 days without Wi-Fi is actually one of the luckiest things to happen to me during the summer break, we first have to talk about the core value of my live stream. I believe the core value of my live stream is that as a live streamer, that my job is to provide entertainment to you guys. And when I am in a physical or emotional state that I'm unable to provide an entertaining live stream to you guys, that I should stop. Because if I force myself to live stream, then the end result is going to be I'm unhappy doing the live stream due to physical or emotional problem, and you guys are not going to get a very entertaining live stream, or even worse, you guys are going to feel bad because, my emotions are getting passed on to you guys in some way. So I don't want that to happen. So every time I'm in a physical or emotional state that I deem unfit for me to keep on live streaming, I just stop. And the previous times it was physical because I was sick and I was sneezing, coughing like every other second. There's no way that I can live stream, so I just stopped. But this time it was emotional.
Emotional damage.
As many of my recurring live stream audience know, that I used to be a high school senior, and I graduated this year. And with high school graduation comes with a lot of emotional things that you have to deal with. It's just fixed. Everybody has to deal with emotional things after they graduate from high school, and to say I didn't see all of those stuff coming a long time ago would be a big lie. Because I started thinking about all those stuff towards the end of my junior year. Towards the end of my junior year, I'm watching all of my senior friends graduate, and that really got me thinking. Like, what is my senior year going to look like? What is my graduation going to look like? What is life in college going to look like? What is life far from home, far from my family going to look like? And is my high school friend still going to be friends with me a year after graduation? That's all the stuff that I know that I have to think about at some point. So I started thinking towards the end of my junior year. And I managed to convince myself that I have come to acceptance with all of those stuff around the middle of my senior year, when I really wasn't. I just managed to convince myself really well. And the moment that I realized that I never came to acceptance is the second that I left my graduation ceremony. At that moment, I realized I did not come to acceptance with any of the things that I just talked about. Like, I don't know, how life at college is going to be like, and I can't begin to fathom how life far from home, far from family that has been there for me for 18 years going to be like, and how is friendship from high school going to look like a year after graduation. I realized that the second I stepped on my parents' car, and as they are driving away, I realized that. And I guess that triggered a sort of protection mechanism in my brain, and my brain just immediately just shut off that conversation and just started making me think about interesting things that is coming up, like my friend's graduation party, my own graduation party, which is not really a party. It's just me and my friend sitting at my house eating hot pot. Don't laugh at that. I'm not really good at partying. And, Elden Ring Night Range dropping, Stellar Blade dropping on PC in less than a month, and then, live streaming every day. So my brain actually managed to numb me for a solid month until the day that the Wi-Fi cut out. When the Wi-Fi cut off mid-live stream, I genuinely expected the Wi-Fi to be working again within a few minutes, a few hours, or at worst the next day. But now we know that the Wi-Fi only started to work again 3 days later. And those 3 days genuinely gave me a lot of time to think. I can't put the thought process at the time into words. To be honest, I don't even understand how I managed to figure this problem out at the time right now. But all I can say is those 3 days genuinely helped me to come to acceptance with all of the problems that I have talked about, and I have managed to get to two conclusions. One, I don't have much time left to constantly spend with my family. I'm not going to be leaving my house to go to school every morning and come back from school to my house and spend time with my family every night. So no matter how much time I have left, which at the time was a month and a half, I want to spend them with my family. And two, I know that it's going to probably, me and my high school friend are going to stop talking after graduation, but I still value the friendship that I have made, and I'm going to try to maintain it as hard as possible. So that's the two conclusions that I came up with. And I put those two conclusions into execution. So that's when I decided that I will be stepping away from live streaming and I will be spending my time with my family as much as possible. Spending more time with my family actually led to many good things than I thought it would. So a funny story, how I got my permit. So the first time I took a permit test, it was like 2024. I got a 19 out of 25. I kid you not, that traumatized me. If I got like a 0 out of 25, I would be like, fuck this test. I'm going to take this fucking test tomorrow and I'm going to ace it. But a 19 out of 25, one question away from passing. That is too big of a trauma for me. So I just put permit test off for like a year. But then my second oldest sister, her daughter she already got permit. And so she was like, hey, can I have the car that my mom has a car that she is not driving anymore. So my sister was like, hey, can I have the car so my daughter can, practice driving? And my mom's like, hey, son, if you don't get permit in like, the next 48 hours, I'm going to have to just give this car away. And I'm like, Mom, I got this. And I kid you not, I speed ran permit in 12 hours. So the story is this. My mom informed me about this around 4 p.m. I immediately took the test and I got an 18 out of 25. That is not bad because I made many stupid errors, and stupid errors requires a very stupid way to correct them, which is I memorize what I got wrong, and after the test it shows you the correct answer, and I memorize the correct answer just in case it appears on the next one. But luckily, when the attempt refreshed at midnight, I took the test at midnight, and none of the stupid questions appeared. And I passed it with 20 out of 25 and only got one question wrong. So I speed ran permit in less than 12 hours. And I started, learning how to drive. And I drive like an hour every day with my mom. And that was, time well spent. It was a lot of fun. And I guess my parents is genuinely impressed by how fast I learned how to drive. Like the first day, I can barely drive around the parking lot without almost crashing. The second day, I can drive smoothly around the parking lot. The parking lot is pretty big. It was like a high school parking lot, like pretty close to my house. And on the third day, I can already like drive from my house to the parking lot and then from the parking lot back to my house. That is a huge improvement because I tried to do that on the first day and I failed miserably. I have to pull over and turn on emergency light, and then my mom have to take over the driver's seat. But I managed to accomplish that on day 3, and on day 4, I can already drive from my house to Costco, which is like 2 miles away from my house, and then drive back to my house with 0 problems. And then I think 2 weeks after I started driving, after I started driving, I was starting to go on highways in national parks close to my house because you can go up to 50 there, which is, it's like freeway, but a little bit less intense. And then 2 weeks after I started driving, well, bam, freeway. And no problem. So, yeah. And then my mom's like, now is the hardest part, parking. And she's like, you're going to have to park 10 times. Or unless you manage to go perfectly in to the parking space without going out and going back in again, then I will let you go home. And I'm like, I'm going to do that. And I kid you not, like, it did take a few practices, but I think it was on the 5th attempt I managed to do that. And managed to master parking after that. It took me probably like a week. But, when I tried to register for a appointment for driver license test, that thing was already going to September. So I didn't get to do the driver license test before I left where I was living. But yeah, but spending time with my family genuinely led to a lot of good things, and that was just one of them. And the fun I got from that is just indescribable. And about the high school friend topic. So, after I made up my mind that, I'm going to maintain my friendship as, good as possible, I just, started becoming more brave in socializing, I guess. Because before that, when I socialize with people, like with girls, I have Snapchat. With my guy friends, I have messages. Like when I do Snapchat, I am so scared to send messages because as a Chinese person that have lived here for almost 10 years, I hate to say this, I never understood American social cues. Like, I genuinely don't understand. Like, sometimes I see people doing something that is perfectly normal in China, and people just completely loses it. And so I'm just like, yeah, I'm not gonna do anything. So yeah, for Snapchat, I usually just send just snap a picture of me. But I started to add in like texts asking them, how's your spring break? How's your day doing? And that actually, gave me pretty good result. Like when I first sent that, I was full on expecting a ew, you're a weirdo response. But they actually responded very, very positively. And I share that with many introverted friends that I have made in college. Like, hey, during socializing, you're going to have to be more brave. When you're brave, there's genuinely going to be unexpectedly good results. So that is also that. And until this day, I still manage to stay in contact with many of my high school friends. And, we're still talking. So, like I said, those 3 days are genuinely the luckiest thing that happened to me this summer break. So yeah, that is going to be it for this video. I will see you guys tonight for the live stream. And yes, it's 1 a.m. in the morning, and I will be seeing you guys around 9 p.m. tonight. I will see you guys in the live stream. Peace.